Let's be honest, some players become great because they grind. Some become great because the system lifts them. Some become great because they're born with something you can't teach. And then there's Neymar. Because Neymar wasn't just talented, he was unfair. The kind of talent that makes defenders panic before he even touches the ball. The kind of talent that turns a simple dribble into a headline. The kind of talent that makes an entire generation say if he wants it, he can be the best. And that's the tragedy. Because the Neymar story isn't about whether he was good. It's about whether he could have been the greatest and whether he chose a path that traded legacy for something else. Money? Sure. Fame? Definitely. But the GOAT road? That's where the questions begin. Neymar is, without debate, one of the greatest natural talents football has ever seen. Maybe the greatest pure talent. And yes, Brazil has given us monsters of ability. Ronaldo Nazario, Ronaldinho, Rivaldo, Romario. And the world has given us myth-level legends. Messi, Maradona, Cristiano Ronaldo, so many others. But Neymar had a rare combination. The Brazilian street magic. The speed and balance of a winger. The instincts of a striker. The vision of a playmaker. The personality of a superstar. He had everything. So the documentary isn't asking, was Neymar great? The documentary asks something darker. Did Neymar fully use what he was given? Because you can win football in two ways. You can win money, or you can win history. And Neymar may have chosen the first one. This part is real, and it still feels like a movie. Because before Neymar was Barcelona, before Neymar was PSG, before Neymar was the most expensive transfer in history, Real Madrid saw him as a kid. Reports and accounts say Neymar went to Madrid as a teenager and trained with Real Madrid's youth setup, a trial that impressed people inside the club. ESPN's reporting describes him as a very young trialist in Madrid, training with their youth team, the first game on European soil moment. Spanish outlet AS also reported that in 2006 he trained with Real Madrid's academy for 2 weeks, and the club even processed registration paperwork. But the move didn't happen. And that's where the first what if begins. Because imagine it. A teenage Neymar grows up in Madrid. Different mentality, different pressure, different discipline, different legacy machine. The Bernabeu doesn't forgive. But it also forges monsters. And that raises the question you asked. Was the first mistake made back then? Not when he left Barcelona, not when he chased money, but when he didn't become a Real Madrid project. Instead, Neymar stayed in Brazil. He became the Prince of Santos, the face of a nation's hope, the next Pelé marketing. He grew in a place where he could be a star without losing control, and it worked. He got highlights, he got fame, he got power. But European football is a different animal. Europe is where legacy gets stamped, and the world was waiting for one moment, one global stage, one duel that would decide his future. December 2011. FIFA Club World Cup Final, Santos versus Barcelona. The match was marketed like a myth. Messi versus Neymar, the established king versus the teenage storm. And the result? Barcelona didn't just win, they erased Santos. 4-0. Messi scored 2 and was man of the match. It wasn't just a loss, it was a message. This is the level. That night became symbolic because many fans believe that's when Neymar looked at Barcelona and thought, if I want the top, that's where the top is. And years later, he chose them, not Madrid, Barcelona. When Neymar arrived at Barca, it was a dream set up for greatness. Messi was there. Suarez came. The system was built for attacking stars, and Neymar's development exploded. This wasn't just skill anymore. This was production. This was Champions League nights. This was the MSN era, the closest thing to unstoppable football we've seen in the modern game. And here's the key point for your episode. Neymar wasn't a side character. In the biggest Champions League moments, he was decisive. And by 2015, many fans felt something changing. Messi was the king, yes, but Neymar looked like the future, the heir, the next global face. So what happened? Neymar leaves Barcelona for PSG, a world record transfer. PSG paid 222 million euros, the biggest fee football has ever seen. And this is where the debate splits into two camps. Camp A, he had to leave. Because in Barcelona, Messi is the sun. Everything orbits Messi. If Neymar stayed, he stays a prince. If he leaves, he becomes a king. Camp B, That was the mistake, because PSG wasn't the same stage. Yes, it was a power project, but not the legacy engine Barcelona or Real Madrid are, and this is the heart of your theme. He chose money and control over history. Here's the truth most people avoid. You can buy stars, you can buy hype, you can buy headlines, but you cannot buy legacy. Legacy is built in Champions League dominance, hard nights away in Europe, consistency over a decade, pressure you can't escape, moments that define an era. PSG gave Neymar status, but did PSG give him the GOAT road? That's where the injuries enter. At PSG, Neymar's story becomes interrupted. Stop-start seasons, big games missed, momentum broken. Injury history sources, including detailed logs, show repeated long absences, including serious ankle issues and other major setbacks over the years. And this matters because GOAT careers require one brutal thing: availability. Talent doesn't build legacy if it's not present when history is written. Every season lost is a chapter removed. Every big time missed is a myth that never happens. And slowly, Neymar's career turns into a different story. Not the future GOAT, but the biggest what if. This is where your reverse timeline hits hardest, because there are two massive alternate realities. Alternate reality number one: Neymar joins Real Madrid as a team. He becomes the Bernabeu project. He grows into the pressure. He learns discipline under the harshest spotlight, and maybe he becomes the face of an era. Alternate reality number two: Neymar never leaves Barcelona. He stays in the legacy machine. He inherits the throne when Messi declines. He becomes the natural successor. Instead, he leaves to become the main man. But the main man needs main man achievements. So the question becomes, did he leave Barcelona to escape Messi and end up escaping history? Let's be fair, Neymar didn't fail. He achieved what most footballers can't even dream of: superstardom, massive contracts, global brand status, historic transfer legacy. But in the GOAT conversation, football isn't just about what you earn. It's about what the sport remembers. And here's the brutal line: football remembers domination, not potential. So what is Neymar? A legend? Yes. An icon? Yes. One of the most talented players ever? Absolutely. But the question that haunts his career is the one you asked: was he supposed to be greater than Messi and Ronaldo? Because Neymar had gifts they didn't have. But Messi and Ronaldo had something Neymar never fully matched: relentless consistency. Year after year, under pressure, on the biggest stages, for a decade plus, Neymar had the talent to be the GOAT. But GOAT isn't talent. GOAT is talent completed. So I'll leave you with this. If Neymar had stayed at Barcelona, would he have inherited the football throne? If Neymar had joined Real Madrid as a teenager, would he have been forged into an unstoppable legacy machine? Or was Neymar always destined to be something else? The most beautiful talent football ever produced, who never fully cashed it in for history. Write your opinion in the comments. What was Neymar's biggest mistake? Leaving Barca for PSG, or not choosing Madrid earlier? And if you have ideas for the next episode, drop them below, because this series is about the careers football could have had and the legacies that slipped away.